Spite is a hell of a reason for creating an excitement that you rarely see in the preseason. That's the thing. Everybody lost their minds about the Patrick Mahomes behind-the-back pass. It was a preseason game. It wasn't week one.
Oh, look at you. What? You just can't help yourself. We know it wasn't week one. It was still amazing. It's still the first time you've seen it. I know.
You would think that, like, Jesus came back or something. I mean, it's a practice game. It doesn't count. And I say that because he's been carrying that thing around in his tool bag for 5 years.
Right.
He first talked about a behind-the-back pass leading up to the first Super Bowl the Chiefs played. And I don't know whether he said it or whether it was one of the reports, like he did it in practice or whatever, but we've been aware of his ability to throw a behind-the-back pass for 5 years. I talked to him about it. I looked it up. December of 2020. It came up somehow, some way after a game, had him on the phone, asked him about the behind-the-back pass. Maybe it's because what the hell else is this guy going to do?
Well, exactly.
Do that?
Exactly.
And he talked about – now, I thought it would be something farther down the field. It's just a little nonchalant kind of a basketball flip into the lane because I think he can. I think he can fire it down the field.
He probably can,
more than just to Kelce.
I mean, you're right. You're not wrong of what you're saying. I mean, you're being a little Dr. Doom here, but that's as hashtag as expected.
Dr. Real.
It's not. It didn't happen in the Super Bowl, so it's not that big of a deal.
I'm just saying, people.
I know.
No, my point is this:
yes.
People want to complain about the preseason nonstop, and then something like that happens, and they act like it didn't happen in a preseason game.
Yeah. All right. I hear you. Well, listen. It's the first time we ever saw it. And I think the angst or everything you're talking about, because we've known this is not part of his tool set and that the Chiefs have been talking about these type of plays and we've seen it in social media, right? Like pre-practice warm-ups where he does it and little drills. So I think we've all been like, it's only a matter of time. I mean, come on, this guy's throwing the ball underhand, sideways, left hand, whatever, hook shot, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So you just thought it's going to happen. Right? But it's funny, too, is like, you're watching the telecast, and I know you and I were texting. He's not as fan of, like, wanting to do it as a called play or do that. This one happened organically, and it's very funny in how it went down. And, yeah, the play being for Kelce, there's a pick there. You could see Rashee Rice is picking for Kelce to go in the flat. He messes it up, and then Mahomes makes magic, and it's, taken over social media world ever since.
And I think the deeper message here is, and I don't know if we discussed this last week, but the Chiefs, even though they play Patrick Mahomes routinely in the preseason, a lesson that maybe other teams have started to figure out, especially the Dolphins.
Right.
But one of the realities is make sure he never gets touched by anyone while he's playing. So when Kelce runs the wrong route, he's just got to get rid of the ball, because the timing of the play requires him to get rid of the ball quickly.
Right.
It's like, screw it. I'm not holding this ball and getting hit. I'm just getting rid of it any way I can. So I think that's where it was more necessity than spite, because above all else, he doesn't want to get blown up holding the ball longer than he was supposed to, so he just got to get rid of the damn thing.
Yeah, I think you're explaining it just right? I mean, it's really a one-person play. So the play is Kelce, and I'm sure he did yell at him or whatever he alluded to there. But, yeah, you're coming out going, wait, I should have this easy completion in the flat. And, luckily it's set up to where by the time Kelce got off the block and whatever, there was a nice little window or lane. And, yeah, it's funny. I mean, not only funny that Mahomes, I love, kind of throws Kelce under the bus. Guess what? He ran the wrong route, right? The other one is if you've seen Travis Kelce's interview after the game, and I actually just sent a little to our group text, right? Because he starts to get on Mahomes. Well, he's got that voice thing, which is very funny. So he blames it on his, and he does an imitation, like, how Mahomes talks. And I found that very funny. And that's what's amazing about the Chiefs. They're can't miss, not even in the preseason. Love watching them, love their personality. We've never seen a dynasty like the Kansas City Chiefs.
So it's okay for the Chiefs to make fun of his Kermit the Frog voice, but the Raiders better not have a Kermit the Frog puppet anywhere around, or there's hell to pay when the Raiders and the Chiefs get together. So, and I know that one reason for doing something like that is to give opposing defenses something else to think about, but it's not like they're not already worried about 1,000 things with Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
This is just another little thing that you got to be ready for. Hell, what's next? A left-handed behind-the-back pass through the legs? Who the hell knows what he's going to do, but he can do whatever he wants to do. And I fully and firmly believe that one of these days we're going to see it unleashed down the field a lot farther than that. He told me 4 years ago that it's got to be the right circumstance. It can't be a one-score game. It's got to be one of those moments where they're out there just kind of having fun late in the game, and off he goes with something like that, where there's no risk that it's going to cause any issue for the team.
Right.
And again, in the preseason, that's the perfect time to mess around with it. And it is odd that maybe Andy Reid was just sick of hearing him talking about it and said, let's go, let's do this thing, because it's time. It's time. They've got all that's the deeper message here. And this gets back to why Andy Reid can get away with playing all of his starters. And if Hollywood Brown gets injured, you still don't think twice about it. You've got all the equity in the world. You've won the last 2 Super Bowls. You can do whatever the hell you want. And also, if they would somehow blow a game because of it, who cares? We know when our backs are against the wall, we'll access a reservoir of whatever we need to win and win and win and win. After what they did last year, when they were written off in many circles, after the Christmas Day embarrassment at home against the Raiders, it's like they didn't make the playoffs.
Never.
And they turned it on. They know how to turn it on when they want to turn it on. So they can screw around and then turn it on.
Well, that's part of why I think it's amazing what they're doing again, too. What they are. I mean, I know this isn't going to be our lead topic, but we might as well hit on it here anyways. I mean, the Chiefs are the ultimate battle-tested and hardened football team. And they're going to take that same approach here into week 1. And go, well, no, we're going to be battle-tested and hardened right away, ready for the Ravens week 1. We're not going to be like, in the first 2 quarters feeling the game out. Why is it that the Chiefs are right now approaching the NFL season like they've never won a Super Bowl, and all these other damn teams who've never won a Super Bowl are acting like they're the Chiefs? That's what I want to know. That's where I'm kind of shocked. I mean, the Chiefs are showing you the way to do it. They've done this year after year. We saw the Patriots really kind of do this throughout their dynasty. There were some years where maybe Brady and them didn't play as much, but for the most part, we were always like, wow, yeah, New England playing, in the preseason. Oh, yeah. I mean, again, there's only so many opportunities you get right now with the league rules and the laws and the bylaws of getting to practice real football. This is one of the only times you can do it. And, yeah, to me, right, yeah, maybe that's the reason we saw the Dolphins out there. I think the Ravens and teams like the Lions are blowing it a little bit by not playing their guys and being ready. Even the Bengals in the second week, it's again, 1-2 games early in the year. All of a sudden, you're not the home field advantage team, and it might just be the difference of how ready you were in September.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.